Okay. All right. You guys can stick around. Good evening, everyone. So Jill Biden is writing a memoir about her years in the White House, while Joe Biden is writing a memoir about his years in the outhouse. Speaking of books, amid criticism of her taxpayer-funded security, Kamala Harris canceled her California book tour, which means now that she's home, Doug has also canceled his nanny tryouts. Nanny tryouts. Reports say Iran's new supreme leader hasn't been seen in days, so they're making do with a cardboard replica. Do not laugh. We did the same thing for 4 years. Yes. Apparently, replacing the previously deposed Ayatollah as a supreme leader will be his impotent son, upsetting his other sons who can get boners. Really? Him? A man is under arrest after crashing his vehicle into a security barrier at the White House. CNN is speculating that the man really hates security barriers. Yesterday, an earthquake rattled Westchester County, New York. The tremors were so powerful, they actually knocked Bill onto Hillary. An app that helps men stop masturbating has exposed the data of its thousands of users. The app is called Quitter, and the way it works is you press it and this picture shows up. Uber just announced a new feature that allows women to request a female driver. The cars come with extra seatbelts and a helmet. More college students are claiming disabilities to get more time on exams. That reminds me of the time I faked blindness in art class so I could feel that model's butt. Finally, a 50-year-old kickboxer became the first person in the UK to pull a car using just his testicles. Yeah, he plans to pull a truck once it gets warmer out. It's a truck.
The old pull and tug.
Yeah. All right. So this week, CNN once again left the realm of news coverage for the magical land of make-believe. This time waving their flaccid wands over a terror attack, featuring homemade bombs, shouts of Allah Akbar, and 2 suspects who say they did it to impress the goat bangers at ISIS. Enough details for the story of the year, you'd think, but not for CNN. They decided the terror and mayhem wasn't the real story. And this was their tweet, quote, 2 PA teenagers crossed into New York City Saturday morning for what could have been a normal day enjoying the city during abnormally warm weather. But their lives would drastically change as the pair would be arrested for throwing homemade bombs during an anti-Muslim protest outside of Mayor Mamdani's home. That's not satire, that's CNN, describing terrorism like the opening scene of a John Hughes movie. Call it Ferris Ibrahim's Day Off. CNN was right. Little did they know their lives were about to change because they brought nail bombs. Thank God they didn't go off, otherwise a lot more lives would have changed. And CNN would be at the hospital asking victims, hey, how about this weather? But notice the framing, the instinct that says before we tell the public what happened, we have to shape how they feel about it. Like the terrorism just happened to the terrorist. They were just in the wrong place at the wrong time, accidentally wandering into a protest, and as luck would have it, they just happened to be carrying homemade IEDs. What a coincidence. Maybe they're the real victims. And it's not just CNN's BS tweets, it's their BS anchors, too.
2 Republicans say Muslims don't belong here after an attempted terror attack against New York's Mayor Zohran Mamdani, and the House Speaker, Mike Johnson, says nothing really to condemn those comments.
An attack on Mamdani? Abby later apologized, saying her wording was inaccurate and she didn't catch it ahead of time. But I get it. She's so busy creating news, she doesn't have time to follow it. But it makes you wonder, who exactly is CNN's audience? It can't be hard for them to figure it out. It's like 31 people. But it's not the bystanders who dodged the Boston Marathon bombing or innocent New Yorkers who'd rather not get blown to bits, and not this guy who vaulted the protest barriers and chased down one of these mutts after he tossed a bomb at him. Because somebody in that newsroom decided the story needed a rewrite to help the bomb throwers, making it into an episode of Friends. You know, the one where Phoebe's new Muslim boyfriend plays a prank by hiding a pipe bomb in Central Perk? R.I.P. Ross. Hell, if 9/11 happened today, CNN would describe it as a gorgeous September day ruined by raining pieces of skyscraper. But journalists don't do this by accident. So who did they think would buy this? The activists on Blue Sky who think terror is just a lifestyle choice? The deputy mayor, Brad Lander, who blamed Islamophobia? Maybe a New York mayor who put the whole thing down to white supremacy, then safely enjoyed dinner with the local Hamas booster club. And this after defending people chucking snowballs at cops. Following the blowback, CNN deleted the tweet, saying it breached editorial standards. But CNN saying they have editorial standards is like the Waffle House saying it has a dress code. So here's the bigger story. The old media ecosystem is collapsing like a presidential palace in Tehran. When CNN was the gatekeeper, no one could challenge the narrative. They wrote the story, Anderson put on his apron and served it to the public. But now we're quickly blowing holes in it like Bud Light cans stacked in Kid Rock's backyard. And you can thank Musk for buying Twitter. Remember the old line, a lie can travel halfway around the world while the truth is still putting on its boots? Now the lie barely gets out of bed before we put a boot up its ass. Let's welcome She can do play-by-play while huffing Bengay. Republican Minnesota candidate Michelle Tafoya. He looks like the guy who smoked cigarettes he found on the street. Comedian Jim Florentine. You can recognize her nanny by the ankle monitor. New York Times bestselling author and Fox News contributor, Kat Timm. And at the gym, he always does 3 sets of old ladies. Michelle, you know what kills me about the CNN stuff, the Abby Phillip stuff, is that when any time anyone tries to correct her, she interrupts them. Yeah. She will, like, let's say one panelist will say something wrong and another panelist will come in. She interrupts him, but she couldn't do it this time.
No, and you also can't interrupt a post like they put out. You know what I mean? You know, Greg, remember when the question was being asked, what is a woman?
Yeah.
Now I think we have to ask CNN, what is a teenager? Mm-hmm. Because these two jackasses who threw these bombs were 18 and 19 years old. Mm-hmm. Those are legal adults, not teenagers.
I tell the police this all the time.
So I'm a fierce defender of, obviously, the First Amendment, but journalism is supposed to have standards. And headlines are, like you said, they're often framing things, but they're also often the only thing people read. Right. The headline or the tweet or whatever. And it's clickbait. So this one was written by a Berkeley grad. Aren't you proud? Yeah. Her name, Taylor Romine or Romine, 2016 out of Cal. She's also a Columbia grad, I guess a journalism grad. She works for CNN in Los Angeles, so she's not even here in New York covering the story. Mm-hmm. Now, you and I both got our undergraduate degrees from Cal. I sent mine back because of stuff like this. They are intolerant of diverse opinions. They were sued in 2016 for banning conservative speakers. They were sued again, the university, in 2023 because of longstanding unchecked spread on anti-Semitism on campus. Journalists are not really being trained. They're being produced as activists. And this young woman represents that. So I just got to ask, why is it so difficult just to present facts, tell them clearly, and tell the story? I mean, that is her job. That was her job. She kind of reminds me of the Bud Light woman who had the idea about, let's have Dylan Mulvaney. This could be a career ender for her.
You know, speaking of career ending, you're no stranger to bombing on stage. Wow, you have fans here. I did not write that question. Jim, remember the old days? Let's go back 20 years. Those guys would have been shot right then and there. Because like you see a guy throw a bomb, you'd pull out a gun, you blow their brains out. You can't do that now because then you would be investigated. What do you make of this whole thing?
Well, first of all, they're from Newtown, Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Which I'm playing there this weekend, so I guess they're not coming to my show. So I got to take them off the guest list now. So. No, but
You've got to bring it up.
I am going to bring it up, absolutely.
Yeah, they're going to love that.
They will.
Yeah.
It'll be a good icebreaker.
Yeah.
But I like how they started the thing off, a normal day in New York City.
Yeah.
Really? Is normal days like walking over homeless people on the sidewalk, someone going to the bathroom in the street, a $40 cheeseburger, and then at the end of the day, you get pushed off a subway platform by a guy holding a machete. That's a normal day.
Yeah, no one has said that you could actually argue that a normal day is worse than what happened.
Yeah, it's worse, pretty much. And
this was a calmer day.
And if they drove it, they got the congestion tax too, so it's $30 to go through the tunnel.
Yes. That's very funny.
Like, they should hire CNN writers to, like, deliver bad news to people like this.
Yes.
You know, like someone's father dies, they email a family, you know, on a beautiful sunny morning at the nursing home. You know, Greg Smith started out great, but then all of a sudden he took an unexpected ride in an ambulance to the ER. I would like that better.
Yes.
Like, all right, at least it was a nice ambulance.
Kat, you know, if there had been no outcry, I don't think CNN would have even have noticed they did something wrong. They definitely would have retracted it. Do you think they're kind of like, at this point, a zombie network? Like, I don't know. They exist for us to make fun of them.
It is funny, though. You see that and you're like, oh, boy. And you wonder how they may have tweeted about other historical tragedies.
Yes.
Like on 9/11, they'd be like, he boarded a plane for what could have been a normal flight out of Boston in mild weather.
Yes.
Or the Jonestown Massacre.
Yeah.
Families gathered together for what could have been a refreshing drink of fruit punch on a hot, sunny day. Like, it could have been, except for the mass suicide.
Yeah. Everything could have been.
Their days would have been different if they didn't throw bombs. But the thing about that is the bombs are the key part of the story.
Yes.
A day is always different than a day without bombs. If there are bombs.
Yes. And you know, Tyrus, the point that the could have been part, CNN didn't even factor that it could have been worse. People could have died. Like they said, it could have been a nice day, but it could have been worse. Then what would you have written?
Well, there could have been is different. It could have been, but white people made this happen.
Yes.
So, you know, and you can use that in every aspect of your life. Like, what could have been 3 beautiful children from one uterus ended up being 3 different uteruses with 3 different children. 2011 Tyrus, you know. But having said that, also at the same time, we have to start taking responsibility for always letting them off the hook. Mm-hmm. Even this, CNN downplays New York's ISIS-inspired attack. We have to start, but the person reporting it always gets off the hook.
Yeah.
Because if that was you, you would be called an ISIS sympathizer. You would be a supporter of terrorism, and they never ever get anyone to call them out. You can't get a retraction. You can't take that back. Mm-hmm. You supported terrorism. Period. You tried to blame it on white people. So how can you retract that? There is no retract. This is the same, and for whatever reason, white Americans keep allowing this to happen. Emmett Till, when he was murdered, the media in Alabama, they didn't talk about the murderers, they talked about him. Mm-hmm. And they're forever known as what? Racist, it's a horrible time, et cetera, et cetera. They weren't allowed a retraction. That is them for the rest of we need to start, these people who want to go in bed and support the other side, we need to let everyone know who they are. Yeah. She didn't support America in that statement. She was trying to protect their narrative. That is more important than American safety, and why we let them get away with it is beyond me.
I'm going to start. I'm going I'm going to start working on my Abby Phillip impression.
Oh,
which
jeez.
is like,
Just talk through your nose.
yeah.
Guys, I don't know why you said what you said.
When I first saw
Quiet,
it,
Jennings.
I thought it was a joke the first time I saw it.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that's a good one. Then I was
Yeah.
like, oh, no, it's real.
Yeah. She's like, hold on, Scott. Everything you said is right, but you're making the side I agree with look stupid.
Yeah.
That was a terrible impression.
I liked it.
Hey! They're heckling me on my own show.
Want even more Fox News on YouTube? Become a Fox News Patriot today. Click join to find out how.